We are back on Let's Have It Out. I'm comedian John Vlismas. We're going to take another call, but I just want to say I'm really enjoying myself getting to know the BLF up close. I believe we have Beggy from Rudaput on the line. Hi, Beggy. What's your question or comment?
Good evening, and good evening to Andile as well. You know, it's a sad day when we can actually talk with confidence, you know, about wrongdoing. I believe that wrongdoing from the Guptas is out there. You know, people like Mngxitama, you know, came out in public. Even though such things have not been proven, you know, we know that the reason that these things were not proven, it is simply because...
We can just get your question, Beggy.
Yes,
I need to get you to... Yeah.
Okay, let me just say this before I ask the question quickly.
Okay.
The reason Guptas were not prosecuted is because the former president had captured the NPA itself. You know, so the NPA was not acting. So my question to Andile is, if BLF is to win elections, will they have Guptas as their economic advisors?
Thank you.
Yes, no, but I mean, it's interesting. He went from Jonas. Jonas says that the Guptas offered him cash, 600 million. I mean, in cash. Okay, I mean, like, okay, yeah. Anyway, and right there and there. No, Jonas is going to be exposed for what he is. He's under extreme pressure. He's defending Pravin Gordhan. By the way, you know, you can talk about Pravin Gordhan and the rogue unit at SARS and KPFG. This is really shocking stuff. This caller, for instance, he will not be able to account for why KPMG, the charges against President Zuma were formulated by KPMG. But the same KPMG...
But I think we should talk more about the Guptas. Would you have them as economic advisors?
I'll listen to them, absolutely.
You would?
I would listen. I mean, if I look at what they've done with Glencore,
yes,
and how they turn it around and how they outmaneuvered White Capital, I think I'd like to listen to people like that.
Okay, so there you have it, Beggy. Absolutely, Andile would have the Guptas as a financial advisor because he's impressed by how they handled the Glencore.
I didn't say financial advisor. I said I'll listen to what they have to say.
Oh, I see. Sorry, just to clarify, he would listen to them, but he wouldn't have them as financial advisors. I find it very interesting that who are your black financial advisors? Where are the black talent from South Africa? Where are the...
There's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, and we're surrounded by them. One of the things that we're doing is to set up a private litigation or prosecution unit. It will be run by black people, and they've come out...
Black Reform, for example. You know, like AfriForum have got their one...
But this is what we're doing as Black First, Land First. We represent black people. Tomorrow we'll be in court against AfriForum, which is dragging President Zuma's son to court. We are going to say to AfriForum, stay away from black people and their issues. We have contradiction amongst ourselves. We'll solve them ourselves.
Cool. As President Zuma, you felt that he was intellectually inferior to Julius Malema. I feel you've changed your opinion there.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's a silly comment in Parliament. I think, you know, I, for a long time, was very arrogant about President Zuma. And I think it was following what you white people were saying. I never listened to him carefully. And when I did listen to him carefully, I was shocked that actually President Zuma is a proper organic intellectual. And we must do...
Organic intellectual?
Organic intellectual didn't go to school, your schools.
Much like your Hlaudi comment earlier today about a born intellectual, Hlaudi Motsoeneng.
Well, I don't know, but I'm organic intellectual.
You did really sell most of the strategic assets of the SABC to the company that you don't like, DSTV.
Of course, but also Hlaudi did bring 90% local content.
But it's gutted the SABC financially.
But you see, there's the thing.
Many of those artists haven't been paid for their work.
No. When Hlaudi was there, by the way, there was no crisis. If you want, now SABC is in complete chaos.
Yes.
Bring Hlaudi to run the SABC. There were a lot of questions, but the SABC was able to carry out its liabilities when he was there. Now it's no longer the case. And I'm saying President Zuma is an organic intellectual.
But he did sell the asset, the strategic asset, the catalogue of the SABC to the DSTV, you're against them.
We must get that back. And in fact, this is the thing. I mean, if something wrong happens, Hlaudi is not being kicked out because of those strategic assets. Nobody's raising that issue. They're saying he's unqualified, and only they raised these issues when he was saying 90% local content. You see, this is the problem.
Sure, but the business model of 90% hasn't worked anywhere in the world.
No, of course, in South Africa, we should, anywhere in the world, doesn't why. In Europe, maybe. Europe doesn't need to say 90%.
No, but nowhere in the world.
In France, it will be 90%, if it not more, French. Everywhere in the world, they run their things in terms of their own local interest.
But there is no 90% quota anywhere in the world.
Because they don't say 90%. They don't have to say 90%. We have to say 90% because we are a majority which is excluded from our own country. That's why we need those kind of percentages.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Well, there we go. I want to thank you so much for coming. It's great to be able to talk to you.
It's unethical to talk to a white man, quite frankly, because everything you have, your achievements, are all dependent on the unethical theft of black people, exclusion of black people,
Yes.
and everything. I'm telling you, including those tattoos, actually.
Absolutely. And on that note, I want to say that is the enduring picture I leave with Andile. Even though it's deeply unethical, here he is. That's it for this edition of Let's Have It Out. Make sure you keep the conversation going on social media. Please use the hashtag LHIO. Tomorrow night, a fantastic fellow comedian, Tsitsi Chuma, will be in this chair, far more legitimate, talking about black business, which I think is fitting. You don't want to miss that conversation. I'm John Vlismas. Thank you to my guest. Really gracious of him to come. Good night.